big cat. Welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess light, walk ahead and guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Fire Signs. Welcome back to Big Cat Astrology, Big Cat Wave. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 23rd of June, the Moon in Capricorn sextiles Neptune in Pisces. The Moon is in detriment in Capricorn. So today, combine your practical efforts with imaginative flair. Rely on your gut feelings to guide you. Someone might benefit from your kind words. Transform your creative ideas into feasible plans. On the 24th, the Moon in Aquarius trines Jupiter in Gemini. Dive into engaging discussions and social activities. Connect with friends, colleagues and new people who can offer different perspectives. Explore new viewpoints and embrace forward-thinking concept. On the 25th, the Moon in Aquarius squares Uranus in Taurus. Be ready for unexpected twists and turns. Your day might not unfold as planned. Welcome new experiences. Step out of your routine and try something novel. On the 26th, Mercury in Cancer sextiles Saturn in Pisces. When discussing future plans, balance emotional insight with practical details. Take time to think through your ideas thoroughly before expressing them. Approach sensitive topics with a blend of understanding and precision. Use today to have significant conversations that are heartfelt and well organized. On the 27th, the Moon in Pisces is conjunct Saturn in Pisces. Understand what you need emotionally and set clear boundaries. Prioritize self-care and give yourself the time to reflect and recharge. Build emotional resilience by deeply understanding your own boundaries. On the 28th, Venus in Cancer sextiles Mars in Taurus. Venus is detriment in Cancer. Spend meaningful time with loved ones in a supportive environment. Participate in activities that bring joy and comfort. Today is perfect for creating warm and cherished memories. On the 29th, Saturn goes retrograde in Pisces until the 4th of November. Review your past efforts and think about how you can refine them. Use this period for deep contemplation and strategic planning. Consider what old habits you might need to adjust to move forward more effectively. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave! Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Fire Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for messages for your next 7 days. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive right in and unpack. Oh, you have an energy of 11, darling dears. According to the numerology I use, it goes from 1 to 9, so the 11 breaks down to a 2. According to the Lo Shu grid and Chinese numerology, the number 2 represents your one-to-one relationships and partnerships. Your power colors over the next 7 days will be pink, skin tones and earth tones. So you'll be looking at your partnerships, darling dears, in groups. The 11 is represented by Aquarius energy, darling dears. And Aquarius is the 11th house. The 11th house is ruled by Uranus. Yes, baby, the planet of sudden change. It's about your individualism, darling dears. But for some, this could also speak about going into some form of one-to-one contract, whether it's business or relationships. The energy of the 11th house is other people looking at how you're making your money, your Skrilla.com. It also speaks about you meeting like-minded individuals, people that are futuristic thinking like you. It also involves technology, darling dears, maybe even as far as something as obscure, excuse me, more civil place, spiritual belts, because I speak the truth, roof. Pinkies up. Could be something to do with adoption, darling dears, but it's about a contract, a one-to-one contract that's going to be brought about for you over the next 7 days. The 11th house could also represent money that you've earned from your employers. It represents you taking on new memberships or social groups. It's about you being in your humanitarian phase, self-actualization, realization. For others, this is going to be about some form of litigation or regulation. Okay. Let's drop down and get our eagle on. The energy of the 5 speaks about your security, your foundation. It's going to be threatened in some way, or someone's, possibly a group of someone's that feel threatened by the foundation you're about to make for yourself, or you are making for yourself. It speaks about you having to make a major decision in the not too distant future. We also have the energy of the 6. It speaks about cooperation. Possibly even others might be needing your help. It could be cooperation with hospital visits or medical centers or even doctors, or you'll be getting them to cooperate with you, darling dears. You could be into the beautification of it all, or for necessary life altering procedures. Okay. The energy of the 11, it speaks about because it's about groups, darling dears, somebody's going to be breaking a friendship. Possibly you've outgrown yourselves, or you find that this friend is too familiar with groups of people, darling dears. I know, you're ambivert, I know. If you're looking for a job, a new position, you're going to find it, darling dears. Okay? You will find this job or this new position. Why? Because you are futuristic thinking. Any interview that you go to over the next 7 days, darling dears, is going to be like poetry in motion for you. Why? You have the gift of the gab. Aquarius energy is air energy, darling dears. Being able to talk it like it is. The energy of Uranus, darling dears, lean in, bestie, is represented by the ankles. So it could be somebody having an issue around their ankle area. Uranus is a fixed air sign, darling dears. Uranus is represented by the letters good golly gosh, D, M and T. The number 4, you could be a life path 4, is represented by the numbers 4, 13, 22 and 31. The number 4 also represents the North Node, darling dears. You're going to be extremely strategical thinking over the next few days, darling. Just possibly looking and planning out your route, your next move, looking to see what you can change to fine-tune your skills. It's about your lucky numbers being the 3, 6 and 9. Your luckiest days will be Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Numbers to avoid are 1, 3, 5 and 9. The number 4 is represented by the astrological aspect of a square. Good golly and gosh, I know, bestie. I know. Squares bring about a need for change, darling dears. You're going to be creating a new structure, possibly in your employment and friendship groups. Remember, I told you that. Okay. This is about you avoiding stress, darling dears. Avoiding stress. Yeah, it's going to be conflicting, but the conflict is what brings about powerful changes. It also speaks about you're looking for people that are going to be on the same level, trustworthy rise, and futuristic thinking. It's about you organizing your strength and avoiding stress, darling dears. Looking what you need to minus out your life to make it what? Bountiful, darling dears. Bountiful. You're going to be a problem solver over the next 7 days, darling dears. Why? Because you will be playing the long game. All right, let's press on. Let's press on. So you're going to be breaking contact or communication with a friend or friendship group. Let's get some intuitive cards. What's going on? Listen, the cards are applauding you, darling. There's best decision you ever made. Yeah, because they were sad and sorry, or you felt like that within that group, darling dears. It could also be within your employment. You're moving on from a situation, darling dears, definitely. Tell us some more. Tell us more. Yeah. It could have made you physically sick, darling dears, but it made you think a lot, possibly even a lot of realizing that you don't need to be validated by a group. It's what you feel and believe about yourself, darling dears. Getting over possibly the toxicity of this group of friendship, leaving it behind. Yes, for the betterment of you, darling dears. For the betterment of you. It's also a caution what? Not to allow everybody to touch you, darling dears. Energy is real, and transfer of said energy and their what? Spiritual demons are also real. Let's get your oracle ancestral message. Oh, base of the deck. Boundaries, darling dears. Ace of Swords. It speaks about clarity and a new beginning for you. Okay. New relationships. But also, when we see the Ace of Swords, yeah, everything's all new. Again, it speaks about surgery, but it also speaks about new conflict. Okay. Unhappy people trying to destabilize you emotionally. This is like the 10 of Cups on its forehead, darling dears. On its forehead. It could also speak about family troubles. Again, the 11th house is about siblings, darling dear. Siblings. I said adoption. Yeah, being adopted into a different group, or feeling as though you was adopted into this family group. Okay. For others, you're feeling the energy of what? The emptiness, darling dears, not knowing what to do with your time that you're going to have on your hands, still contemplating it, not realizing that your life is yours to command and shape. For others, this is the breaking of an unhappy marriage or an unhappy home. Good golly and gosh, your ancestors ain't playing, darling dears. They're coming through with the truth roof. Pinkies up. Yeah, moving away from what? Stuck mentalities or minds, people that want to do the same thing over and over again. Listen, that is the epitome of insanity, darling dears, doing the same thing over and over and expecting change. This is a situation, a circumstance that will not change, darling dears. You have to change the cat in the mirror. If you're the wisest one in your group, you need another group. You need a group where you're motivated, or you're coming in as the one not knowing everything in your being. You've got mentors, darling. There's people that can help you reach where you want to go. Yeah, new people, new places and faces. Listen, Ace of Pentacles looking like to me, darling dears, on its forehead. It also speaks about it being extremely stressful. Somebody's definitely stressing out about money or debt over the next 7 days. Could be a sibling. Maybe they'll be coming through with their hand out. But remember, this group made you what? self-conscious, have low self-esteem, darling dears. Yes, they'd like to lay those bad lucky hands on you again. Law number 10 of the 48 laws of power. Avoid, avoid, and avoid. Okay, let's press on. Let's press on. Okay. Base of your deck, world card, ending of a situation. Somebody would like a second chance. One more round, Julie, with your hairline and your time, which none of us know the day, the hour, or the minute. Somebody would like to come back. World card also speaks about worldwide web, and it could also speak about worldwide travel for you. You've got lots of options, darling dear. 7 of Cups. First question was about relationships. You have options, darling dears, and you are choosing to move forward. Again, we have what? The Aquarius energy as well as Mercury. This is about intellect, getting an epiphany to release yourself from a group or situation quickly, to get some form of healing. It also speaks about litigation, darling dears. This goes to seven of Swords, and the energy of the 7 is the 7th house. One-to-one relationships could also represent court, because I did say there was a broken relationship, darling dears. Maybe someone always thought there'd be somebody better out there. Well, guess what? Whoever they effed over, they ain't having it, darling dears. They've had time to think about being effed over without the Vaseline. Unhappy in that situation, wanting to do bad all by yourself. Yeah, relationship. Somebody's moving on from a broken heart. It also speaks about a messenger. Messenger could be in the form of communication. Listen, that situation is over. Listen. Look, I didn't even see that. Yeah, someone who would like to stay in the situation, but they're extremely manipulative, darling dears. Very manipulative. Yeah, listen, and they're a heinous gossip, darling dears. Toxic to the core. This could also represent groups of people, darling dears. Someone getting the full realization in their friendships, realizing the people they're around was bringing down their energy. Divine is giving you what? The 2 of Cups. This is a second chance for you to what? Get up again, darling dears. You can always get up again. Split the deck. Yeah, because you have an opportunity coming towards you. Again, somebody from the past, or somebody's from the past, would like your attention over the next 7 days. Okay. Final card. Block them, darling dear. Stand your ground even if your voice is shaking. Energy of Mars and Leo energy. Think about yourself, darling dears. The Leo energy is about your creativities. It also speaks about fame. You may even be in the public eye, darling dears, or have some kind of platform or a job where you are seen as being upstanding. The energy of the Leo also speaks about an affair. It could have been someone that you had a physical affair with. Somebody could also be a teacher or into sports, or you teach sports. Okay. It's about your talents, darling dears, moving through and moving forward. Somebody's also in the entertainment field. Okay. What about your friendships? After we already heard that you're telling someone to what? Love and light. That's 2 of these and 1 of those. Okay. Listen, this is strength, darling dears. It's about you avoiding drama. And again, we have the big cat Leo energy, darling dears. Avoiding the drama. The 5th house is also a house of drama.com, darling dears. Disloyal people that had a position in your life, darling dears. You're finally kicking over that cup of hopium and cognitive dissonance and crushing it under your flip-flop of common sense. This person is looking at you with what? Hateful eyes. This person or people, darling dears. This friend's got to go, darling dears. Relinquishing all knowledge of this person. It also speaks about you may even have shared a home, some kind of environment, something tangible, darling dears. But it was a bad business deal from the start. Yeah, 3 of Swords in the reverse. You know this, darling dears. This is why you're going to be drama-free and moving swiftly away from a friendship that is not on your spiritual level. Friendship or friendship group, darling dears. Yes, good golly and gosh, darling dears. I know. 10 of Swords. You're complete, darling dears. Complete and utter what? Breakdown in a situation. You understood that it's at rock bottom and you have no will or want to rescue it. Palace of Pentacles in the reverse on its forehead. It's over, darling dears. Over. Too much drama in the situation. Too many people that were focused on what? Material, not the spiritual side, but they were very mean, darling dears. They even frowned on what you created for yourself. You're letting go of some friends or friendship group, darling dears, and not a moment too soon. What about the career and finances for the fire signs for the next 7 days? Listen, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, fate, destiny, and good luck. Again, this speaks about travel. Maybe somebody's traveling for their employment, or their employment travels via the internet. You may even have a spiritual business, but things are working out for you. As I said, if you're going for a job, darling dears, you're going to get it. Wheel of Fortune also speaks about abundance. Could be in the form of an inheritance, an unexpected win, possibly on the lottery. I'm not telling you to gamble, but if you are, never gamble more than you can afford to lose. But destiny is on the table. Somebody's going for a cycle, or they're recycling. This is about your growth, darling dears. And it also speaks about some kind of luck in your career from a foreign person in a foreign land. Or you're the foreign person in a foreign land, but luck definitely in the career field, darling dears, which is going to create a lot of bitterness towards you. There's going to be a lot of gossip, darling dears, but then again, somebody's got to clap, darling dears, even if it is their gums. Let them talk. This is a situation that you don't want to make amends from, darling dears, Queen of Swords. You've got their file, a see-through pamphlet. It also speaks about you being highly intellectual over the next 7 days, darling dears. This is, I can see Libra energy and Scorpio energy. Moving forward, darling dears. And a little bit of Virgo energy. Okay. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. The Queen of Swords in the upright, darling dears. It talks about you being totally honest with yourself about all circumstances and situations. Once you tell yourself the honest truth in a situation and go after your own emotional well-being and balance, darling dears, things will flow more freely for you over the next 7 days. Yeah, what did I say? Your money's looking good, darling dears, going through that opening, this portal, this opportunity that is just for you, darling dears. Putting the past behind you like a ponytail, especially where it was drama filled as far as money is concerned. Lots of sword energy, darling dears. Could be litigation, could be your retirement, could be some kind of claim against the workplace. For others, this is a job, darling dears, which is going to create a lot of jealousy and gossip. But guess what? Like I said, you can't help the merchants of slander. All you can do is continue to be you. And what's behind you is behind you for a reason, darling dears. Ace of the deck. What you're seeking is seeking you. You're making right contracts and contacts over the next 7 days. Lovers, Gemini energy. It speaks about communications of all forms. Text message, email, forums, meeting in groups, possibly even meetings, darling dears, but everything is going to go in your favor. Base of the deck, darling dears. Good golly and gosh. And this is about you, what? Saying it with your chest. Knight of Swords, darling dears, on its forehead. Why? Because someone from the past who would like to come back through, darling dears, was deliberately wicked and cruel, darling dears. They was. And in some cases they were violent, and they're still being violent with their words about you. Remember I told you that? They liked it when you was feeling less than. Yes, it was good work, a good day's work, darling dears. Until you started to think about what was getting you down, Bobby Brown, darling dears. And Divine had to lay hands on you, send in your ancestral team. About the personal growth. What's your personal growth? Yeah, to overcome fear, darling dears. Overcome codependence. You have what it takes to live a bountiful life. Some of you may even be mothers or fathers, because gender is fluid in tarot. But when we see the Empress energy, darling dears, it speaks about the fertility and abundance within you. It could be an idea, something that you're birthing, darling dears, something that you're taking care of. It could also be this new lease on self-confidence, self-value and self-worth, darling dears. Contemplating new ideas, wanting to broaden them, leaving past situations behind. Somebody's also going to be getting over some form of addiction or addictive behavior. Yes, you're realizing what was keeping you stuck in a situation that is no longer for you, darling dears. It's created a lot of worry, mental worry over the situation. Queen of Cups, you're highly intuitive. You're going to get downloads on how to heal yourself. if you have any ruminating thoughts or trying to release an addiction over the next 7 days. Yeah, the Empress and the Queen says there's definitely going to be a lot of gossip, but the personal growth, it's got nothing to do with you, darling dears. These people are all only gossiping from a bad place themselves, darling dears. Why? Because great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Feeble-minded, bottom-feeding simpletons, darling dears, discuss other people. On that note, I drops me mic. To love to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. Thank you very much for your continued support of me and these messages or messages. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these messages with whomsoever you feel needs it. And your comment is a survival kit for another big cat. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Big Cat Wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.